Here we go. And it's happening. All right. Let me just throw this comment in here. Post it. And pin it. I really need to figure out more exciting ways to start our videos because every time they're on IGTV, it's just me futzing with the comment
and being like, is this the oh, here we go, I hope.
Is this on? Is this happening?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Between Two Nerds, your favorite connection to notable nerds that you love, and also some voter registration information. We're your hosts. Courtney, you go first this time.
Courtney Taylor.
And JP Karliak. Awesome. Hi, Saoirse and KDRX Wings, and hi,
Shelby and Melanie's already on. Love you.
I'm gonna send you some waves. Hello, 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 hello. All right. Well, we have an amazing guest today. We have you may know her from such games as The Wolf Among Us, Minecraft, Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, and this teeny little game called The Walking Dead, where she plays Clementine. I mean, you may have heard of it.
Just a random character that,
Yeah.
you might remember, maybe.
Yeah, she's scenery. She's really just scenery. Mm-hmm. We are so happy to welcome her. Let me press the button.
Press the button!
Press the button. Is it happening? Is it happening?
Yay!
Yay! Hi.
For her, pepper him in on the chat.
Yeah. So, hello, first of all, hello, Melissa.
Well, hello. Can you guys hear me? Do I need headphones? What am I doing? Hi.
You're a little quiet.
Here, let me try the better. Hold
It's
on.
A little better.
How about now?
There we go. There we go.
Is that better?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take these off and have ear freedom.
There we go. We love freedom in all
Free the lobe.
Yeah. In all its shapes and sizes, we love freedom. So for all the audience members out there, if you've got questions for Melissa, just throw them in the that little question mark button at the bottom. Just ask questions there and we'll answer some along the way. Hi.
Yeah, hi. It's nice
so
to
nice
meet you.
I don't think we've met before. It's so nice to see
No.
you. Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. I don't know why. I don't know why the universe has not brought us together until this moment.
But this was, because this was the moment the universe intended.
That's true. Yes. Yes. And hi, Courtney.
Oh, whoa.
Well, now I can't hear her.
Why can't I hear you? Hold on.
Yeah, I kind of want to put my headphones on again. I'm going to try. Sorry to everybody that's listening right now. I'm technically challenged, but my phone also sucks.
We just lost Courtney. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
There we go. She's back.
She's back. And can you hear me right now?
Say if you don't want me on the call.
We want you here. My phone is kind of a piece of crap. No offense, iPhone. But the volume has been weird lately. You guys can't hear me, right?
No, we can.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're like, no, we can.
Yeah. No, it was Court that sort of vanished for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But now we're good.
Okay.
Yeah. So how are you doing? How is how's the quarantine been treating you?
I am numb inside and have no soul. I'm just kidding. That's a false. Real fast, I wanted to show you what keeps me super happy.
Who is that little nubbin?
This is Maple Marie, and she really wanted to say hello. You can see from the enthusiasm on her face.
Hello, Maple Marie.
She looks overwhelmed.
Doesn't she? She's spewing out loud.
Or is she a mix of junk?
No, she's a chihuahua. She's a rescue, so I'm not totally sure, but she fits every single characteristic of a very small toy chihuahua creature.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I didn't mean to say my soul is numb or whatever I just said. I'm doing fine. I'm doing okay. It's just obviously very strange times we're in, and the minute I start to kind of spin out thinking about it, I remember that it's me and 98% of the world that are also in this situation. Yep. So oddly, it's, when you start to feel like, yeah, it's a comforting thing to know that you're not alone, and but all in all, yeah, definitely. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. I just
Yeah.
wanted to point out real quick, Sunny's Daybreak Artistry said that you inspired her to start voice acting years ago, and
Oh,
she just wanted to
yay.
say thank you. So,
Oh, wow. Well,
So
thank
she finally
you.
was able to make it her profession, or their
Oh,
profession. I don't know.
that's awesome.
Oh.
Congratulations. Thank you for sharing that. Yay.
so
Woohoo.
a little brightness in our
Yeah.
lockdown.
Yeah. Always, always.
Yeah, we're hanging in. We're doing our thing. Courtney's become a mixologist whiz, and
Sweet.
I'm
Also,
oh,
She like a giant cocktail. Hello.
and I've been tearing through all of New York Times cooking. So,
Oh,
you
that's
know.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is
You,
that?
is that a box of chips? What is that?
Giant
it is
Chex Mix?
a box of crackers.
Okay.
Well,
So you
they're
put crackers in a dish. I'm so proud.
Should
No,
we be
I made
concerned?
Oh, you made
Oh,
you made
wow.
I made
crackers?
them, guys. Look,
That's
I made my own crackers. I was mad at how much it costs to eat gluten-free crackers all the time,
yeah, it is very expensive.
so I made my own.
Good
Are
for
they
you.
rice?
Are they what?
Are they rice, or what's the wheat,
Almond
the
flour.
grain you used?
Gluten-free flour, chia seeds, and almond flour.
Okay.
So I probably just
Nice.
gained 10 pounds eating this one bite.
Well,
Whatever.
It expands in your stomach like a rat. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
They're really good, and the reason that crackers are really expensive is because it takes like 10 pounds of flour to make a box.
Yeah.
Yes, I learned.
Yeah.
Right.
Melissa, have you eaten or drank anything good while you've been in the midst of it?
I did something. I've been a bit of an anomaly, at least for someone who enjoys an adult libation here and there. At the beginning of March, I had already intended to do a cleanse from the wines of which I love.
Sure.
And, then the bleep hit the fan. Should I not be cussing on this? Just out of curiosity. I have the mouth of a truck driver, or Kenny for those Walking Dead fans who are listening. I'll keep it clean. Anyways, when the poop hit the fan,
Sure.
I had questioned why I started that cleanse, but I did a super solid run, and I'm kind of still sticking with it, of the not drinking, which is crazy. It's great. So I'm drinking bubble water. And I have been eating, I shouldn't make this claim because if it's challenged, I have to live up to it, but I make a really amazing popcorn. And I know that seems very basic. But for some reason, how I make my popcorn, it's world famous. So I've been eating a lot.
What is the secret to good popcorn?
Yeah. What's the ingredients on this?
Well, popcorn, I do the non-GMOs because that's how I roll. Organic. Probably, use whatever popcorn you choose. That's just my druthers. And coconut oil, and a really finely ground sea salt or the Himalayan salt, and nutritional yeast. And then you could add like chili powders or whatever. It's the yeast. And people get timid with it. They're like, oh, we'll just sprinkle some on there. No, you have to like load it on.
Yeah.
You have to shake it. I'm giving away my secret. But still,
it's so good and so healthy. Like,
yeah.
And
comforting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
also,
that was the lamest answer to that question. I wish it was like, well, I've been making beef stroganoff every night. I'm like, I don't drink and I eat popcorn.
Nobody has the arteries for that.
You were like, I've been making, and I was like, oh, it's going to be like meatloaf or like some kind of like your grandma's recipe, and you're like,
popcorn. Yeah. Woo!
Now, Melissa, are you in Northern California?
Yeah, at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am very grateful that I split my time. I've had a space up here in Berkeley, California for many, many years. And then I also have a space in Los Angeles. And again, when the poop hit the fan, I was like, whoop, and I got up to the Bay Area. So I've been spending my time up here. My setup, actually, my recording setup up here is far superior to what I have because, living down in Los Angeles is relatively new. So my recording from home. Yeah, okay. Like all of a sudden we're supposed to have broadcast quality sound booths. And I'm like, well, let me just, let me just get that done
just
real
throw
fast.
that together for
Yeah,
three
I know.
nickels.
Yeah, exactly. Let me, I've got 5,000 sitting here right now and someone to come help me set up. So thankfully I have been up here in the Bay Area where I have a much better recording and work situation should the time be.
Now
That sounded weird.
We have a bunch of questions from fans,
Okay.
but the one that I have to ask before we get there is, in your Instagram, the goats, are they yours?
I wish. I wished with all my heart. No, so up here in the Bay, I don't know if they do this in LA, but up here in San Francisco and in the East Bay, this time of the year, they employ goats. There's like this, I can't remember the name of them right now, but they're out of San Francisco and they have about 100 goats and they release them into the hills. They chunk off fenced areas where the goats eat all the thistle and wild grasses and clean up the bay trees and eucalyptus so that when fire season comes, there's less. Yeah, they just mow through that. And it's crazy to watch them because if you've ever really been close to a California thistle, they're insane. They're like spikes of craziness. So the goats are like, rah.
They don't seem yummy.
Yeah.
But they think so. Although they will eat a tin can, so.
Yeah. But they're not my goats. I
Yeah.
wish. One day I will have goats, but those are not mine.
Well, let's throw to a fan question. So this is KDRX Wings, who says, what was your favorite season to voice Clementine in? And also, it would make my whole year if you said hello to me.
What was the name? KDRX Wings?
Yes.
I'm gonna guess that's not your actual name, but it could be. Hello to you. I love you. Mwah. Thank you so much. I appreciate the words of kindness. Favorite season. That's really tricky because each season for me was such a unique experience. But I mean, the whole experience of season one and, what we all went through as actors and the team, the game devs, everybody on that season was just phenomenal. So that was definitely like, it's not my favorite. I mean, of course it's my favorite season. This is really tricky. I'm just talking to talk. I'm going to say season one, but you know what I mean. They're all precious to me. But that experience was definitely insanely cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's always the first shot you get at getting in with the character and seeing what the cast is and getting into the story. Yeah, it's
right. Well, and it was for video game work, as you guys know. It was really unique to go into this very emotional, like real. This is real, real life, emotional, story-driven characters, and that was just so unique to experience. So, yeah.
Yeah, so it definitely shows up. I mean, and people really, really love that character. And I think one of the things that's really great about your voice acting, because you do voice a lot of kids, is that you manage to really make, a lot of people just kind of play the voice, but you really do. I mean, I went back, I think, after hanging out with you, I think probably, when was the last time we saw each other?
Illinois?
A very small convention in, where were we?
Rockford.
Yes.
Rockford.
We were in Illinois.
Yeah.
In Rockville, and home of Cheap Trick. I listened to your Clementine, and it's like the emotions that you can put in, I think that's what kind of sets you above and beyond a lot of people that do kids' voices, that how great you are at, really drawing people in with a whole range of emotions and not just, playing it like, oh, shucks, all the time.
Well, thank you. I mean, I just appreciate that, and that was definitely part of the experience, was having this character and Clementine to be so realistic. But I'm gonna definitely throw that one to the writers making that job. Incredibly, the writing was so nailed down, and I was just blown away that half the people, some of the people writing it had kids, some didn't. Whatever. I'm like, how are they in the minds of this child? They just nailed it down. So that really made my job a lot easier as well. But thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool.
And guys, just so you know, she doesn't have a choice in the making of season 5. I mean, maybe, I shouldn't speak for you, maybe you do, but it's generally not up to voice actors to push forward.
Yeah, I
We
heard
kind of
some
have to wait until
rumor.
they say we can do it.
I wish it was up to me. But yeah,
Right?
no,
It would
I
be
heard
like cereal for the rest of your life. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right? Totally locked in forever.
I'm
But yeah,
certainly not going to be the one to be like, you know what, I want to stop.
yeah, I think
I'm good.
I'm done with this. I'm having too much fun.
Yeah.
I just, I need to resent my life a little bit more at this point. So I'm going to end this now. Yeah.
I want silence.
Yeah. Right.
Awesome. Well, a lot of the fans are asking you to do the Clementine voice, which we will get to, everybody. We always sign off our show with our guest doing the voice, so she's going to do the voice. Whether she
yes, and I brought materials for that as well.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
So the voice is coming. But this is a show about voter registration. So, Melissa, we were just wondering, what is your earliest voting memory or special memory of voting that you could tell us about?
God, I was supposed to research that. I was thinking about it and I was like, wait, it wasn't Clinton. I feel like it was I think it was no, now I'm remembering. This is the one question I should know right off the cuff. I remember when it was Bill Clinton running for president. Against this is so ignorant right now. But I think the first time I was able to vote was during the Al Gore, George Bush Jr. Election. I think that's that was my first being able to vote. But I mean, leading up to being 18 years old, that was always just something that I held on to as, such an important rite of passage as an American, as, it kind of was the stamp of becoming an adult, honestly. So being able to vote for the first time was a very, very cool and special experience. And I believe I was living in San Francisco at the time. And but it was way back then. I'm doing my math wrong. I'm so old. I think it was Reagan. No, it couldn't have been. Wait, what happened?
I
remember
that was
Reagan.
my first election too. So let's be
yeah. Were there Jimmy Carter? I did go to an airport actually. I'm from Missouri, Springfield, Missouri, and Jimmy Carter. I remember when he was president, came to the airport in Springfield, Missouri, and my dad took me out there. I remember sitting on my dad's shoulders and waving Jimmy Carter. So I wasn't able to vote, but that was cool.
Right.
It probably it probably instilled something in you. I mean, I feel like so many people that we've talked to have said they remember JP pulling the levers randomly for his dad, but other people going and learning about voting. So if you have little kids, it's such a great opportunity to bring them along and get them started in being interested in civic duty and also not just responsibility but reward.
Sure. Oh yeah.
For yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's just to see. I remember just even though I was I was very, very little at that point. Don't do your math, but I was very tiny. But I remember just how happy everybody was and seeing this I was like, wow, these people really are super psyched and they stand behind this guy. So that was my first what does this all mean? But also as far as, and this is probably going to come up anyways, but definitely I remember there's the presidential elections and all that, but in this time period too, this has really just reminded me of how important local and state, doing your research and where you live and voting for all the issues that you hold close to you and that are literally close to home. I
mean, if you were in San Francisco, I having grown up there as well, that's a city that, has a really, the Board of Supervisors there makes a lot of, they're as powerful as the mayor and do a lot of things. So if you're living in a city like that, it's even more important to, get to know who your Board of Supervisors are, who's dealing with your neighborhood councils and things like that, because
Sure.
that stuff is going to directly affect you as far as, developing around where you live, who gets to develop, what kind of schools you get, even if you don't have
Right.
kids. The types
Right.
of schools in your area dictate who's living there, oftentimes. And so
what your police department is like, and maybe what some of their rules are, and how they hire.
Your environment, who
Yeah.
gets to do what, how lax things are, who gets waivers for certain things, like oil refineries or certain types of power, or electrical power, things like that. So it's really important, and it is so direct. It's like so many people end up, just counting on the presidential one, when it's like, no, it's the one right here is the one that you really need to pay attention to.
Right. And you don't, sometimes it's, again, in this time period, you really are seeing exactly, like, you're literally seeing those votes working before your eyes more than you normally would, because everything has become so localized. So, yeah.
A lot of people on the stream are saying that they're too young to vote. Just to bring this up as well, obviously, if you're really young, you can't vote, but you can encourage your parents to vote. You can be in conversations with them. And if you're 16 or 17, there are some states that do allow early registration so that you can sign up now. And if you are 18 by the time, if you've had your 18th birthday by the time that you could, November 4th, if the election's on the 5th, if you are 18 on the 5th, then you can vote. You don't have to spend the time registering and then going to vote on the same day, if that's even possible. So if you are going to be of age by the time a certain election rolls around, then this is something you should definitely look into, is early registration.
And activism doesn't just start when you turn 18. It starts way before.
I was arrested long before I was 18.
Melissa, you should know that
mine
this
was
is
after 18, but that's another
the fourth
story.
episode of this that Courtney has brought up her rap sheet. So just
well, we could have a whole podcast about that.
I mean, but
for all the people counting at home.
But also, somebody in the UK is saying that their college told them to sign up already. And that's another thing you can do if you are in high school, or if you are a young person in college. There's always going to be, usually at your colleges, there'll be some kind of, union for student voters. So that.
Whoop.
Oh, no.
And hold on. We'll get it right.
Alien abduction.
I know.
Oh, there's Leah. Hi, Leah. Sorry, I'm finally. Oh, yeah, sweet. He's walking down. What?
JP keeps hanging up on me.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what is happening. Anyway, you were saying.
I'm just saying, at your high school, since there are people turning 18 on your senior year, you can also talk to them about having some kind of movement to get those people signed up to vote.
Yeah, for sure.
Now you can hang up on me, JP.
Yeah, click.
So, Melissa, one of our favorite questions we like to ask people is, who are you voting for? And when we ask this, we don't specifically mean who's your candidate of choice. We mean that when you are casting your ballot this November, what people in your life or just in the world at large are going to be on your mind?
Well, I have this tendency to, and this is why I have so much anxiety, but to take on the weight of the world and want everything to just be good and just be right. And of course, that's all what I believe in my head. I think where I come from is a pretty peaceful place. But, I have two young nieces, and they're still at an age where it's just natural to view the world around them with hope and connectedness. And, little kids are born. We're not born into this world with like, everything's divided and, grr. And, when I get to spend time with them and I see this beauty that they live in, that's really what is ultimately important to me. And that is peace. There's a connectedness. We're all on this planet. We have our roots in this planet. Deny it or not, we are part of this earth, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place to be. And those, that's kind of what I've just been, since I've become so close with my nieces, and I'm so grateful that they're here. That's who I carry with me when I vote for going forward into the future, and just wanting them to, when they're my age, be having a conversation that's, just in a place where there's more balance. And I do believe sometimes it's, I'll admit it's sometimes hard to like believe that we will ever achieve that, especially if you spend too much time on the social medias and there's just so much like, back and forth, and just people are just getting just darn right mean with each other. But I do believe that if we put our positive intentions into voting, and however you believe, and have open conversations with people without shutting each other down, that hopefully, again, when they're old ladies like their Aunt Mo, it will be a different space, and there will be a more connectedness. So was a really long answer to that. But yeah, I hold my nieces in my heart and my mind when I go to cast my vote.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So it sounds like you're modifying how much you're taking in from home, with the back and forthing of the, people on social media and stuff like that. Are there things that you're doing now to stay engaged and creative and other than your Clint?
Yeah, I know,
at
right?
home, are you it's very isolating, especially if you're only at home with one or two people or nobody,
right.
And you're flying solo during all of this. Like, how are you staying inspired and creative and sane?
Well, fortunately, as thankfully, work, even if I'm not necessarily booking gigs, or the gigs I do book have kept me, auditions have been still coming in. So I'm still thankfully and very gratefully working. Another very selfish reason why, Los Angeles is huge. There's like 10 million people, something like that there. I feel very lucky because I have been, I wake up in the morning, I have been writing, which is something in cursive too. Oh my God, I've been writing in cursive, people. It's crazy.
Wow.
With a pen?
With a pen and paper.
Does
and
your hand hurt?
I've got like calluses. But I've been writing lists to start my day, to kind of put myself in a good space, either a gratitude list or trying things I want to manifest into my life. And if I'm not in the mood, I'll at least just read what I've written before. And then I get outside and I walk. And here, this is, I know it's a little trickier depending on where you live, but I can walk out my front door and be up in the East Bay Hills, which are expansive. And at the same time, honor other people, and we all are being very polite with the situation and the social distancing. And so I've kind of turned into Forrest Gump. He starts like jogging and he doesn't stop. Like I haven't stopped walking.
One of these days you'll be like, oh, how did I end up in Oregon?
I might. I'll have like a big beard and I'll be like, what? And then it'll be even crazier because I don't know how I got the beard.
Yeah,
I'm not going to question
the Oregon
it.
air.
You have to have a beard in order to get into Oregon.
Yeah,
that's right. But
It's
no, I've just
required.
been trying to just, I have a fun past with anxiety, and it almost feels like, oddly enough, like I've been, I've had a montage up until for this moment of life, because I've been, working on grounding myself for years now. So I know the tools that I need to stay sane and create that balance, and exercise and getting outside and hugging trees is, yes, I do hug the trees, is key to my mental success.
It's a whole other level if you suffer from anxiety and depression in these times, where so much of that stuff is mitigated, by connecting with people and human touch and all that kind of stuff. And so it's really kind of a recipe for disaster. So it's so great to hear you talk about both that you've had those struggles in the past and still deal with them, but also that you're very conscious of, like, I need a recipe to deal with this.
Yeah.
I know what the recipe is, and I'm honoring it every single day, because I think it's really easy to feel adrift and overwhelmed by everything that we are facing. You know, I think even to a certain point, it's like 2.5 months in, it almost feels like I'm actually getting it now, where, you know, like fatigue is setting in maybe a lot later than for other people.
Right.
But now it feels like, oh, you know, it can feel, before it was kind of a little more exciting and I had stuff to cook and there were things, and now I'm like, oh, this is like every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we need a recipe, every single one of us, I think.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And routine, especially for those of us that already had a very solid routine of, you know, like I wake up, I go to work, I do the whole thing. You know, now it's just, okay, well, how do I function in this new normal and still feel like I have a routine to keep my mind from,
and for those of us who didn't have a routine, I mean, every day is different for voice actors. We get up and, you know, you think you're on your way to the beach, and then somebody's like, you know, hello, you have a session, go now.
Right.
Or you have same day auditions, and you're like, okay, that's a whole different day, just interjected itself into my day. You know, or you're like, I'm going to go and do something else to make money in order to, because I'm not working or whatever. And now I'm finding that that a routine is kind of the thing that is keeping me from what I didn't have before, I need now in order to kind of be effective in my day, as opposed to kind of just free falling everywhere. I need markers.
Yeah. Well, and that kind of, again, boils down to what I was saying earlier, too. It's just like when you, again, start to kind of like feel that, like, and I think that I don't even know what day, I don't know what day it is. I was walking literally the other day and I was like, I love October. I'm like, what? I don't even know like what month it is. All these roses are just beautiful in the month of December, aren't they? Like, it's just like, it's like this weird, yeah. I've started hallucinating. That's a fun side effect of this. But no, it's, again, just that kind of, it's oddly and just oddly comforting to also be able to reach out to people and connect, because we're all there. So, yeah.
So, how do you feel about voting by mail?
It's how I do it. I feel great. Well, I mean, because I split my time, and when the world is, or society is spinning how it normally spins, I do a lot of conventions. I don't know when I'm ever going to be home. There's no guarantee that I'm going to be home to go to a polling place. I used to, and I love that. I actually really loved the actual action of physically walking there and seeing the people and, you know, doing the voting, getting the sticker. You still get a sticker. So yeah, I do I go by mail. And I mean, there's kind of no excuse to to not vote when you're voting by mail. It's really up to you, as going to the poll is as well. But, you know, I don't know, for myself, that's just how I have to do it, just because there's no guarantee of where the hell I'm going to be on actual the day of voting.
Right. So. And for anybody that wants to register to get their ballot by mail, check out our link at the bottom, bit.ly/nerdsathome. You can find out all the rules that apply to your particular state. It's different in every state, on how you can make sure you get an absentee ballot come November. And even if you end up going to the polls, no big, you can just take your absentee ballot with you and drop it off, fill it out at home, take it in. You still get that experience. You still get a sticker no matter what.
Yeah, you get the sticker.
You know.
You can wear it earlier.
Yeah, you can wear it all month if you want.
You can wear it all month.
So, yeah.
Thank you, sticker.
Just make sure you get that ballot, because and support the Postal Service, because
yes.
You know, we can't do vote by mail if we don't have mail.
Right. Oh yeah. They have Scooby-Doo stamps right now. They have Scooby-Doo.
I bought some Scooby-Doos, and I bought some Sesame Streets.
Nice.
Stamps.
And
yeah.
John Oliver last week tonight actually did some commemorative stamps, self-adhesive stamps, and my favorite one says, "And now a stamp."
Well done.
Because fun fact, that is David Kay, who is a prolific voice actor as well, doing all of that. So anytime I look at those stamps, "And now a stamp," I think of David Kay.
Yeah, you have
So everything comes
face
back
to
to
it.
voice acting, guys.
Nice.
And to somebody who is like, sticker is not a button. Well, if you're really itching for a button, go to the NerdsVote website and buy a button.
That's right. We have all kinds of, we have enamel little pins for your lanyards for the conventions that have all been canceled, but you can sport it later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to get my
brown
t-shirt
patches as well, and we have some sexy t-shirts.
Yeah.
Yes, which I need to get on.
Yeah.
Get on the computers in order. I almost knocked my phone over. That would have been entertaining.
Well, I think we can set you up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got connections, but I don't
But
mind
you have to
supporting.
take a picture in the shirt
Of
with
course.
your little baseball hat.
Yes.
Your Clem baseball hat.
Yes.
So, Melissa.
Yes, Chow Welly cosplays Shameless Plug. It's a shameless plug because this is a NerdsVote Instagram Live.
Mm-hmm.
And we gotta.
This is a little sponsored content of NerdsVote brought to you by NerdsVote. So that's what it is.
Right.
Clementine question because everybody's freaking out. If what we're experiencing right now truly is the beginnings of a zombie apocalypse, what have you learned about Clementine that will help you get through it? Or learn from Clementine? Or just from The Walking Dead in general?
Hopefully, I've learned a lot. I think about that a lot. But I do. One would think with all the time I've spent with Clementine that I'd be able to like knock it out of the park as far as surviving. I'm definitely not in a great location for that, being in a city, in a very urban area. So that's already one tick against me. Clem would be very disappointed. I think with all of, the time I've spent in the zombie apocalypse world, I think Clementine, my time with Clem and with Lee, all of what Lee taught Clem in season 1,
mm-hmm.
I think I've learned a lot from her, and I think I hope I think I'd do all right as long as I just get out of the city and
Yeah. My partner.
So keep a full tank of gas at all times.
I think about that I'm weird like that. When my car is low, I'm like, if something bad happened right now, I'd only make it to like Sacramento, yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that when we living,
she did it.
It's funny. I was just about to bring up earthquakes.
There's Maple.
Living in California, we have a degree of preparedness because we're always thinking, an earthquake's going to come at any moment. So there's stuff in our cars, there's stuff in our closets, ready to run out the door. So that's halfway to being prepared for a zombie apocalypse. You're just missing a
sword,
baseball bat with a nail on it.
Yeah, and the katana, like Michonne. I would totally be a sword wielder myself. You keep them at a distance, chop off heads from afar.
Yeah.
That's
what everybody was saying. Choice. Aim for the head.
Swords are definitely a good choice. Maybe we need to have Erica Ishii back on the show so she can teach us some sword stuff. Yeah. And you can join in, Melissa, because she is a student of the blade and is pretty impressive already. So definitely, I think for a zombie apocalypse, if I don't have time, I'm just gonna make sure everyone comes to my house who has those skills. So they say if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. I want to be the weakest person in the room when the zombie apocalypse comes, in that I can have people all around me who know how to, they have the skills.
Yeah. Well, you have to have your team. I have a team as well. I have a friend in San Francisco who's like a botanist. And you can go on a walk with her and she's like, oh, that's the blah, 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 blah. And she'll give you the Latin name of a shrub and say, you can eat the leaves and boil the roots for painkillers. I'm like, dude, you are on my team. You're with me if we have to get off the grid, lady. So,
so
I've got a team.
Don't write when you get up in the morning like Melissa. Here's a list for you. For tomorrow morning, you need to start writing, and your first assignment is who is on your zombie apocalypse
Yes.
list
When
to
I'm
save
not
joy.
giving gratitude and manifesting my goals and dreams, I'm like making a list of of the worst case scenario.
You know what? It's called balance. You need to have all
Totally.
things thought out in these times. These are strange times.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So this is the definitive list from Clementine TWDG.
Okay.
1, aim
The
for the
Walking
head.
Dead kid.
Yeah. 2, never go alone. 3, keep your hair short. That's getting harder and harder. 4, stay away from cities. 5, distract walkers with rocks. Smart.
Damn.
6, stun and kill is most effective. Yeah. 7, survive. Sure. 8,
survive if you're bit, cut off the part ASAP.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, I mean, if that ain't in the Girl Scouts handbook, I don't know what is.
Cut off the bite ASAP.
I don't know.
Maybe we need to have a different kind of Girl Scout. Maybe we need to start our kids. I don't have any kids, but start them from the ground up. It can be Clementine Scouts.
Yeah.
Teach kids all about that.
Clem Scouts.
Teach them to throw, rocks at the head.
Scouts.
Cut off limbs,
God.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Different kind of badge. Different kind of badge you get. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Awesome. This has been such an awesome chat with you.
Oh, thank you. I'm so honored to be here.
We would love if you would sign off as Clementine.
Okay.
Because usually we ask the audience, which character do you want our guest to sign off as? But with you, we kind of have an idea who everybody
I was almost hoping someone would be like, Koma-san from Yokai Watch. I'd be like, well, I
mean, if you want to throw in them as well as a little gimme, you're welcome to. It's totally up to you. But
I came prepared with Clem here. Hold on. Let's go see where the camera is.
There she is.
Okay. You guys can see her? All right. Are you ready? Is there anything in particular? Yeah. Just go with it.
If you happen to surreptitiously slip in that voting is good or register to vote or anything like that.
Voting is good.
All right.
Hey everyone.
Guys, we're getting actual Clem Scouts volunteers. This is amazing.
Yeah, as you should, because my Clem Scouts program would be like the best program ever. Well, we're going to start with season 1, Clem, even though this is season 2, Clem. Just ignore that. I just want to say that as a little girl, all I dream of is getting old enough to be able to go out there and vote, because my parents told me it's like a really cool thing to do and it's really important. But then, everything kind of went to hell and the zombie apocalypse happened. So now I'm getting older and I'm realizing that that's not going to be possible, at least in the world I live in. So I want to tell you guys right now that it is so important to exercise your rights. Go out there, do your own research. Don't listen to what everybody else has to say, or listen, but still do your own research and go out there and vote with your hearts. And try to stay still, not bitten.
Woo! Oh, I forgot that hat. God dang it. But it doesn't fit over my headphones anyways. I do have it though.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's so
Thank
true.
You. And Maple still doesn't care. Yes.
We don't want the zombie. I mean, that's really just it. If you don't want a zombie apocalypse in our world, vote.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's the T-shirt.
That's really it.
I mean, come on. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's just a child. Anyways, yeah, that was super awesome wisdom I just threw out there.
So cool. So Melissa, where can people find you? Somebody was asking if they can interview you for their school paper. So is there any place that people can I see you're on Cameo, so some people were mentioning Cameo.
I'm on Cameo. I am on the Cameos. Melly Hutch on Twitter. I am on Facebook. I'm horrible. I apologize now. I don't give it the love I nearly need to, but it is Melissa Hutchison VO. See, I don't even know. Look, I'm questioning my own self, but I think it's Melissa Hutchison VO. You can shoot me a message there. On my website, which is melissahutchison.com, there actually should be a place where you could leave. I don't manage it, somebody else does, but there should be a place where you can send a message or even email to the person who is in charge of it? I need to actually check into that. It's a good question.
That happens.
Because I would love to be interviewed for a school paper. That sounds amazing. But Melly Hutch on Twitter, you can send me a message, I think. And then, of course, Instagram, where we are right here, Melly Hutchison. And yeah, but I think check out my, I'm like shaking Clem around. Check out my, my website, because I do believe there's a place to leave messages there. So
cool.
And thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you so much for having me as well. This has been really cool. It's so nice to connect.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Absolutely. So nice meeting you.
Yeah, you as well.
I can't wait to eventually meet you in real life.
Yes. As well.
Stay safe out there. Stay away from the zombies.
Love you,
Yeah.
Mel. So good to
I love
see
you
your
too.
face.
So good to see you. And yeah, again, thanks for having me. Thank you, NerdsVote. And I look forward to, I want to order my shirt. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
I'll hit you up.
Hit us up.
All right.
Just find me after this. We'll get you squared away. And thank you guys all for tuning in. You got a voracious crowd. I'm very
Yay.
Yeah.
I love them all. I'm very, very grateful for all these beautiful, awesome fans. They're the best.
For your Clem Scouts.
My Clem Scouts.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. See you around, Melissa.
All right. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone.
Bye, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I mean, she's amazing, right? She's
cool.
just as delicious in real life. She's just, maybe that's a bad word for a zombie apocalypse thing, but she's just amazing.
Yeah. So we will be back again next Tuesday with another guest, which will be amazing. So tune in there.
We're going to announce that on Saturday. So tune in to our Instagram or our Twitter at NerdsVote to find out who our guests will be. Make sure that you can vote by mail using our pinned notification, the bit.ly at bit.ly. I can't do it. You do it, JP.
bit.ly/nerds@home.
Thank you. I've had so many auditions today.
Okay.
Mouth drunk.
Yeah.
And support the post office. And thank you so much. Make sure that you guys are registered to vote.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.